Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing channel. As you join us for the final race of tonight, this is the pre-race practice session. We will have a reverse grid based on the results from race 2, and apart from obviously BT and Nikki, who have opted to both start from the back, so they will not be partaking in the reverse grid format, but obviously from the back of the grid. We know BT's got some pace. Can he finally deliver on the promise though, Ian? That's the question. Oh, as we see somebody losing it there.
Well, as much as I hate to, to spell it at anyone, it's saying that they're the same things like that is one thing, but actually doing it is a completely different kettle of fish.
So yeah, talking the talk is, I mean, saying that, he hasn't been talking any talk. He's just been demonstrating ability in certain situations, but then when it's come to consistency, hasn't really been there.
Yeah, it has been a good few instances. It has slipped through from him. So it's just down to him just now to learn from what's happened in the previous two sessions and just take it all in and try and put it together and come up with a good result.
Can anyone stop Mike though? Reverse grid surely got to be the only chance for this man to be stopped. Surely.
Yeah, it's hard to see how anyone is able to actually beat Mike here tonight. We saw from the first two races that he has just been purely on form, apart from one or two slip-ups. Other than that, he has been absolutely flawless.
As we see, John Boy's managed to get into the low 138s here. Obviously, the soft tyres are now going to start to have a bit more success here in this final race because we're now in the evening time, so the temperatures will be dropping ever so slightly. So now, obviously, we know that Mike, to those of you actually who you won't know on the stream, neither will you, Ian, actually, because I haven't spoken to you about this, but Mike's been running the hard tyres tonight, whereas everybody else has been on the softs. Now, Mike has obviously got a setup which has got those hard tyres working a treat in the hot conditions. But as the temperatures drop, as you know and I know, the soft tyres will start to come into their element and the hard tyres might start to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, because also how much more power than that BMW has over the Ginettas, it's, like you said, it's later in the day, so it might want to try and adapt the car to take on the soft tyres and just trying to see if that helps him out anymore.
Indeed, it will be interesting to see. But Mike, John Boy and Cobb, the fastest three, Aussie posting the fourth fastest time there in the final practice session of the night. We got Carbro Raters there. That's obviously BT Targeter saying I'll start at the back with Nicky. So those guys pushing themselves, challenging themselves a lot here tonight. They've done well so far. BT certainly has shown glimpses, and hopefully Nicky can finally extract the performance out of his car with a wheel that he feels comfortable with. But here we go then, getting underway for the final race of the night. We're going to have a beforehand to get into reverse grid order based on the results from race 2. Ian, I've got to ask you, who do you think is going to win this final race?
Oh, since Mike will be starting from the back, and it did feel like it did start to struggle towards the end of the towards the end of the the middle part of the first race. He just got kind of lucky with everyone else having instance. I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna say Big Blue.
Oh, Big Blue. Actually, you know what? That's a good shout because he'll be starting P3. It could be a big shout here. If he can get a good start, and if Mike struggles to negotiate the traffic a little bit, I think Mike's going to be starting P9 in front of Nicky and BT. So he's got work to do. He's got 8 cars to negotiate, whereas Big Blue only 2. And the pace differential isn't massive. I'm going to say John Boy for the win. Because I think the soft tyres are going to work a lot better. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening and the temperature will have dropped significantly. I reckon the soft tyres are going to maybe improve by about, I don't know, maybe about half a second. I think the hards could easily lose a second in pace. When you take that sort of deficit, it's not much, and I know that John Boy can work with a small deficit. When John Boy's got a car that's on paper a bit slower than his opponents, he can make that work regardless. So it's going to be interesting to see. But nonetheless, we're getting ready to go for the formation lap here. We're now underway as they all slide off the line. So we're getting into reverse grid order based on the results from the previous race. We've got lots of people watching the stream. I think that's a lot of the. I think that's down to the Prolapse guys. I think they've been sharing the stream around a little bit. Great to see so many people watching. If you guys are here to support BT and Nikki, then welcome along to you. These guys pushing themselves to the limit here by starting at the back of the pack. It's not going to be easy. Their liveries are actually, that's some brilliant liveries. It looks like an England flag actually a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Well, actually no, it's got blue in it as well, so it actually looks like a Union Jack flag. Fantastic. But yeah, good to see those guys repping some beautiful liveries. We've got Smokey who'll be leading us away. Actually, Big Blue's P4. I thought it was P3. He's going to be starting P4. So he's not quite as prominent as I thought he was going to be, but he's still got a chance to do some damage from there. I reckon he's got a decent shot in this race of a podium. Who knows, maybe even a win. But he's only 5 places ahead of Mike, which, you know, sounds like a lot, but, you know, Mike can gain 2 or 3 places just in turn 1. He's that kind of driver. He's opportunistic. He will make it work. So it's one of them, really, isn't it? It's a make or break a lap 1, and I think he usually makes it rather than breaks it.
Yeah, at that point it's just down to the other drivers around them to be more aware. But I think by this point of the season that every other driver around him knows what his tactics are, how he drives, where he wants to put the car.
We've got Simplay Motorsport there saying, "Come on, Smokey, do it for Simplay." Matt Imovic there in the comments. Matt, actually, also let me know if you're racing in the GT3s on ACC, because Matt messaged me the other day saying he was interested in potentially racing in the GT3 Championship on a Sunday. He said he'd get back to me on if he's going to race. So yeah, Matt, let us know in DMs if you fancy it, mate.
That's only because I'm not there to beat him in the Bentley.
Ian's not allowed to race at the moment. It's part of a contract we've got. He's not allowed to race anymore. He has to commentate. No, I'm joking. He doesn't have a PS5. That's the reason why. It's only because he doesn't have a PS5.
That just put into the chat, team no laps.
Hold on. Has there been an unceremonious breakup between Prolapse and Unorthodox? It just sounds like there's a bit of beef going on.
Matt, the reason you won that title is because I missed round 1.
I don't know anything about this, but anyway, Smokey coming into turn 1 ahead of Doris, followed by Pop and Big Blue, Craig, then Ozzy, followed by Cobb, John Boy, Mike, BT, and Nicky at the back of the pack. But Smokey's held onto the lead nicely here for the first few corners, and it looks like no position changes so far. They've all kept it clean, but no dramas. No, as I say that, Big Blue's dropped it. Oh, he's onto the gravel, and he's dropped down to P11 here. Big Blue having an absolute horror show of a start. We were talking about how he might have a chance of getting the win here tonight, Ian, and once again, it's proven to be the case. We just can't. We just can't talk about people. We just can't. Any hope that we bestow upon anybody immediately turns to an instant curse.
Alright, hold on. Did I say Big Blue at the beginning? I meant Smokey then.
Cobb there moving through ahead of Ozzy Albi up into P5 as Ozzy's now trying to defend from John Boy. As we've got a load of drivers packed into a short space here. Look at this. As John Boy's now having to defend from Mike, who's looking to the outside of him. No, sorry. Yeah, Mike looking to the outside of John Boy into the chicane. And he's going to make this move around the outside as he's still there. Oh, John Boy holding the inside curb there and just keeps staying ahead of Mike for the time being. That was a close call there between those two. John Boy still running in P7, but Smokey leading as they're coming through into the final sector of this lap. Ahead of Doris with Park Pooper there ahead of Craig. And there they all are filing through a shot.
Team Pro Labs dropped Dan, that's why he's no longer with them.
What? I can't believe that. I swear you're on PC now, Dan, as well, from what I've heard.
He is, he's still on both.
Yeah, I know he still races in the Simplay GT3 because I watch it from time to time, but
yeah.
I often tune in on Wednesdays because obviously we don't do anything on Wednesdays, so often when I'm sat there twiddling my thumbs, I just stick on the Pro-Am. But obviously I think Dan is, he's racing in Pro-Am this season. I'm sure he is because he got promotion, didn't he, last season? Yeah, I've watched bits of it. I keep my eye on it. I can't sort of like just ignore Simplay. I do watch it from time to time. I haven't watched the pro though.
The only reason I remember that is because I remember Dan was in Am with me, and he was racing in the fucking the Lambo, not
Yeah,
the Huracan.
I don't get a chance to watch the AM or the pro because obviously we run GT4s. Saying that, how are they watching?
That's actually a really good point. They've not got a streamer.
Yeah, Cobb is on. I mean, in the meantime, is on the back of Craig as they're going into the second chicane. But Cobb too far back at the moment, going into the braking zone. Obviously, yeah, Cobb putting the pressure on at this moment in time. Doris D is right on the back of Smokey Devil at the moment. I was about to say Doris D is right on the back of Doris D, but obviously he can't be on the back of himself. As Cobb here looking to the outside of Craig into the final part of the lap here. You've got Mike here looking to the outside of John Boy as well. But John Boy covering that inside line for the time being. Mike can't get a cut back at the moment. John Boy has to stay ahead of Mike because as soon as Mike gets ahead of him, I think it could be game over for John Boy. But he's doing a good job at the moment of holding his ground.
Yeah,
Oh, John Boy down the inside of Ozzy. Can't get it done. He's going to be vulnerable here to Mike as well now. On board with Mike as they're coming down the start-finish straight. Looking to the outside here. But John Boy's got that inside line. They're both dropping off at the back of Ozzy as they come into turn one. Mike's just ahead. Sorry, John Boy just ahead on the inside. Mike trying to swoop around the outside there. Contact between them and Mike's off wide onto the gravel there. I'd say that wasn't really John Boy's fault. Mike kind of just tried to close the gap a little bit, and I don't think there was. I don't think that he really needed to close the gap like he did. John Boy there holding his position nonetheless.
That was really sketchy. Some some paint there. Like you said, I don't think he really needs to close that door as much as he did, but
yeah.
You know, there's always more time. But we've got Smokey Devil still defending the lead out the front by 6 tenths of a second.
Craig's made his way through. Sorry, Cobb's made his way through ahead of Craig. So Cobb up into P4. Ozzy's still ahead of John Boy at the moment as they're going through under the bridge towards the second chicane. There's a big battle here. Oh no! Ozzy tags Craig in the back. Ozzy went a little bit hot on the brakes. Was there maybe some circumstances that weren't obvious there? I'm not sure, but Ozzy, I think it looked to me like he steamed into the back of Craig there. And he is, because he's waiting for him. So Ozzy doing a sportsman-like thing, accepting responsibility for that one. Fair play. But the damage is done.
I'm going to have a quick action replay of that one.
Ian's just going to rewind. Obviously, we can't see what Ian's seeing at the moment, but he's going to just double check that. But I think Ozzy just went a little bit too late on the brakes. Obviously, was in a train of cars, had pressure from behind. That would have maybe affected his judgment a little bit. As Mike has made the move on John Boy into the chicane. So Mike up into P5. John Boy trying to stay close to him as they come out onto the start-finish straight. Might be able to return the favour into turn one. If he can stay close in that slipstream, he might have a chance. But Mike has made the move. I think he's got that one done into turn one. So Mike there. Up into fifth. John Boy looking to try and step on up the inside. Oh, it's a late lunge there from John Boy. And Mike there goes wide on the exit of turn one. They're still side by side into turn two. Can John Boy swoop around the outside here? That would be a brave move. He's going to try and go for a cutback as Mike goes a little bit deep in the corner. And John Boy there beautifully executing the run. But Mike is still there on the outside. They're still side by side. In towards turn four we go. Who's going to come out on top in this one? John Boy still trying to hold his ground. Mike round the outside. Just gets the position and has got the move done up into fifth place. That was a great battle there between those two. John Boy now looking to try to the inside here at the end of the straight. Is he going to have a chance? I don't think he's going to be able to. And that is job done there for Mike.
Yeah, definitely. It was a valiant effort from John Boy to try and take the position back. But unfortunately there was nothing doing of it. Maybe I'm moving to the chicane. No. But I had to look back and it was actually Cobb. It was actually involved with Cobb. He was the one that had the brakes first because he was in front of those two, and it just became a massive pile-up.
John Boy there looking to the inside of Mike there going into the final sector, but too far back as Dan saying in the chat, ex-champion, sorry, 6 times champion at Simplay. Jesus Christ, 6 times. I think it was the 3 times when I was last there, but geez, he's gone and done more. But yeah, ex LMP2 champion, ex GT5 champion. Didn't you come runner-up in Clio Cup Tier 2 as well? I think. Don't forget that.
Yeah, because I remember I ended up in his roof that race.
Are you sure? I don't remember that. I forgot all about it. No, he didn't, did he? Are you sure?
I'm more sure it was definitely a green Clio, and I'm more sure
No,
he
it
raced
wasn't.
in a
It
green
wasn't
Mustang.
unorthodox. No, 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 no. I think you're
Uh,
getting it. I think you're getting him mixed up with somebody. That
Yeah,
wasn't
cause,
him.
cause,
No, it was somebody
yeah,
else, mate. No, 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 it was somebody else. Somebody
yeah,
else.
cause,
No,
yeah, cause even Matt's backing me up.
no, no. I don't remember. I think that was somebody else. No, you're getting confused. Sorry, Dan. No,
Oh,
he's not sure.
Dad's getting upset now. He's getting upset. I remember, legend says that Clio is still upside down on its roof at Monza.
We were both commentating on it, Matt. As the Jets are getting out of shape. Oh
Oh,
no, there's a big crash there. Thorist going into the barriers, and so was that Cobb as well. Thorist and Cobb
yeah.
getting caught out there, and John Boy moving through. Part Pooper up into third place, but Smokey still leading the race by 3 seconds now. Mike up into second place. Smokey's got a good gap though. Smokey's got a good chance of a win here, so Matt might be getting his wish come true here if Smokey can stay ahead of, keep this gap to Mike. Mike's going to be coming for him though in the last few laps. You can bet on that.
Well, we're coming to the end of lap 6, so that leaves some 3 laps, and he's lapping about a second faster, and there's less than 2.5 seconds left now, so it's going to be a very, very tight window.
Indeed it is. Dan saying he's the F2 champion. I remember seeing bits of that because I know Simplay did an F2 series on, was it F1 22 or was it F1?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing bits of that. Yeah. Didn't they run that after the F1?
No, because I remember racing with them in F122, I believe, because that's when I was primarily moved to the PC, because I was doing crossplay with them.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. But you can see John Boy there just running over the gravel a little bit there, coming through turn 2. I'm not sure. Just didn't seem very confident there. Yeah,
Mike's
BT
got
Target.
right onto the back.
Yeah, BT Target, I tell you what, he's driving a cracker on the back of the pack. Only 5 seconds off for the race lead at the moment. But in the meantime, Mike has gained hand over fist on Smokey in the last lap or so. We was talking, it seems like a few seconds ago we were talking about how the gap was 3 seconds. It's now under a second, and Mike standing on the verge of taking his third win of tonight. It would be 3 from 3. It would be the perfect night for him if he's able to convert this final race of the night to a race win. But Smokey's going to fight it. But is he going to have enough?
Come on, Mike, give Smokey his first win. That's what, after he did win, that's what his first win, I'm sure.
Can Smokey fight this? Has he got any answer to Mike? As Mike looking to the outside here, coming into the final sector. Smokey's got the inside line covered off. He's going to try and go around the long way. Smokey says, go on, mate, after you. And Mike says, no. Looked like Smokey was giving him a bit too much space there. He's been a bit too courteous.
Come on, Mike, be nice.
Mike looking up the inside. Come on, Smokey, get your elbows out. Mike makes the move. And he's done it. He's done it.
Yeah.
Smokey there being far too polite. It's far too polite.
That's game over.
Part Pooper into the
mate?
barriers there in the background. Mate, Smokey he was being far too nice, in my opinion there.
Oh, he's coming back. He just went for a lunge there.
Yeah, he did. He thought about it. Oh, but
Too little, too late, Smokey.
oh well. Better luck next time.
Man's in the chat.
Jasman, hello. Everyone's in the chat here tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, our 5-time champion here at Motive on ACC, saying hello. Wasn't actually with us on Sunday night, which was a shame. He was a notable absentee from the GT3s on ACC a couple of nights ago. But hopefully we'll see him back out on track this coming Sunday. Not been his season so far for Jazzman, has it? I'll tell you what, he's been out of sorts, but it'd be good to see him get back to his best sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely. I miss having someone out there that can battle for the leads just as much
With
as anyone
Tynus.
else can.
I know,
Yeah,
Tynus
with
has had
Tynus.
no one to fight him so far. Oh, it's BT
Yeah.
looking down the inside of Part Pooper into the second chicane. There's a contact there. Part Pooper goes straight on, but BT gets the move done nonetheless. Up into 4th place. He's done a fantastic job here in this final race of the night. And with the glimpses of what we saw earlier on in the first 2 races, he's really showing that here in this final race. But I reckon a podium might be a stretch too far unless Smokey or John Boy drop it. But nonetheless, 4th place would be a fantastic result for BT Targa on his first appearance back on Motive for a very long time indeed.
Our Jazzman will be on track this Sunday.
Excellent.
Just confirmed.
Where are we racing actually this Sunday?
Yeah, I will tell you. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, I've seen all these veteran motor racing drivers in the chat. Kind of makes me want to do like a massive reunion race.
Well, these guys are still on PlayStation, so we still can do anything, really. As Part Pooper
Yeah.
there loses out to Cobb because he's lost it coming out of turn one. Part Pooper having an absolute horror show there. But yeah, Big Blue's going to be up on the scene in a second. I'll tell you what, no matter what happens in a race, Part Pooper and Big Blue always end up in the same place, battling each other or running close to each other at the end of a race. What is it with these two? They love each other.
I will give you a cookie if you can guess where we are next week. On Sunday, sorry.
Oh, I know where it's going to be. It's Zolder, isn't it?
Correct,
Oh,
good.
John Boy's lost it coming out of the first chicane. And that's given BT a podium. So BT, all of his hard work has paid off. John Boy dropped down to P5 as he's just overcooked it there going through the first chicane. What a shame for John Boy losing out on some points. But BT Targa, great to see him back on the podium here tonight. As Mike's coming into the final sector. He's got 4 seconds of a gap here over Smokey Devil. Smokey a valiant second place. I mean, he put in the graft in this one, but he's going to come up short. But Mike, nonetheless, coming down the back straight for the final time. And he took the win in the first race of the night after coming from the back. He took a dominant win in the second race after starting on pole. Third race, he's had to do a similar one to what he did in the first race. Coming from 9th on the grid, it's going to be a P1 here. This man has absolutely taken everybody apart here tonight at Zolder. It's Mike to take the win with Smokey Devil coming over to take second. Smokey fought hard but couldn't quite keep Mike at bay. BT Targa is going to take the final spot on the podium. A really great drive from him. Cobb over in 4th with John Boy to take P5 here in the end. As Big Blue and Part Pooper are going to fight this one out to the flag by the looks of it. Big Blue's actually got ahead of Part Pooper on this last lap. Or is Big Blue just going to let him pass like he did in the previous race? No, he's going to take the position. So Big Blue there, P6. Part Pooper over in 7th. Aussie will be the next driver over the line to finish this one in 8th place. With Doris Steer over in 9th. And these guys are a little way ahead of Craig, who's just coming into the final chicane. So it's going to be Craig here, will be the last driver to finish. But obviously we lost Nicky, and Diabetic Lamb didn't start the last race of the night. So Craig, P10, some decent points in the bag nonetheless there for him. But what a race that was. What a night of action. And great to see lots of people watching as well, keeping us company in the comments, keeping us entertained, keeping Ian and I in some way occupied besides just the racing. So yeah, thank you to all of you guys, to the Simplay lads, and to yeah, everyone really. But yeah, Ian, great racing, and I mean, what do you think of that? Good stuff, eh?
Yeah, it was definitely. It's always great having the old crew back in the chat, coming back to see how things are. Still showing interest in where we raced with them wheel to wheel for so long. And
Dan says
we've got yeah, Max, shall we race?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like if you guys have got, I don't know, you guys have got Am on Tuesday. Who commentates? Because if like you guys don't have to do anything for Simplay, then you'd be welcome. Thing is, though, we're really tight now. We're like almost full now. But if you're on PS5, we do GT3s on Sunday. So you know, whatever. F1 on Friday as well. I know you guys play F1. Plenty of options available. Friday, I don't know if you guys do anything, but if not. But yeah, anyway. We will see you all very soon. We'll be back on Thursday night for the touring cars. Back at the same time as usual. 8:30 PM UK time. And we will be at... Where will we be? It will be... Watkins Glen. I did already know that. Yeah, did mention that last week. So Watkins Glen on the short circuit. That'll be exciting. And yeah, join us then. But from us, it's been a very good night. And Ian?